let's get gardening. What is going on, everybody? Jesse here, and we are out in the garden in the what's going to be the second pumpkin patch. And as you can see, I've actually placed some of the landscape fabric down, and this is exactly how I'm doing it for my pumpkin patch. I want to make sure that I don't have to weed it or deal with any other plants that are in here. I want the only plants to be even around the general vicinity to be pumpkins or gourds or anything that's supposed to be here. So this is what I'm doing this year to make sure that happens. The fabric is going to choke out everything else except for the pumpkins, which I will actually make some holes for with my torch. And I'll show you just one of the holes that I do, and then I'll skip ahead so we can get to some of the planting. But it's real simple, real easy, and I think everyone should be able to do it just like this and have a headache-free pumpkin patch for the year. So without any further ado, let's get this torch going, and I'll get a hole, and I'll show you exactly how we do it for one, and then I'll get all the holes done, and then I'll skip ahead so we can start planting some of these out. So here we go. All right. Just like that, one hole is done, and I will skip ahead. It doesn't take long, but I don't recommend cutting this fabric because it starts to fray. So burning a hole helps keep it nice and tight and makes it so it won't fray anymore, because I want just a small hole for these plants to go into. I don't want a huge hole for weeds to be able to creep in and out of. So it's just big enough for me to put the plant in. So I will follow along with, you know, every cup that I have behind me. Every cup is a different variety of pumpkin. So I will make a hole for each one of these and then get back to you. All right, all of our holes are burned, so we are ready to go. I got my garden assistant, also known as my mother, out. Don't know how I got to do it, but it happened. So we're going to start with one of these. We dug a hole out. Well, actually, probably dug it just a little bit more. Want to get a nice, good start. Ooh, nice black dirt. It's as simple as getting a garden trowel or your trusty hory out and digging a little hole. All right, let's see here. Switch down a little bit. Nice blanket. Awesome. And then I will give it a few days, and then the whatever plant, I've got at least 2 plants per pot. Whichever plant looks like is doing better, I will cull out the other ones, so just the one strong plant is left. So we'll get to doing a few more of these, and then we'll probably skip ahead just to show you what it looks like when it's done. And like I said, burning the holes helps. It keeps it from fraying, because you really don't want this stuff to fray. It's not like one solid piece of plastic. It's actually like a woven cloth. So it's good to make sure it's all tightly put together. Oof. Dirt over here is a little harder to deal with. What variety you got over there, Mother? Pie pumpkins. Okay, and I've got a Big Max, so they should get to be, I don't know, 20 to 30 pounds. They'll be nice sized jack-o'-lanterns for the end of the year. But we've got, like I said, pie pumpkins. We've got Big Macs. We've got the Mandarin pumpkins, which are a nice small variety. They're also supposed to taste pretty good, which I had no idea of. I just started doing some research on it and figured that out. But yeah, we have a nice variety. We have butternut squash over here as well. I think I have a few spaghetti squashes to plant out. We have some more fairy tale pumpkins, which are gorgeous pumpkins that really are a good variety for eating. They also save very well. I also have, I believe, 1 or 2 Jardale blue pumpkins, which are actually my favorite pumpkins. They're gorgeous. They're like a grayish blue, slate blue on the outside, and vivid, bright orange red on the inside. The flesh is really tasty. I recommend them for anyone that likes to eat pumpkins. Ooh, good roots on that one. Yes, it's 2 plants. And like I said, we'll wait a couple days to see which one looks like the strongest, and then we'll cull out the other one. Perfect. All right, another Big Max variety. Ooh, good roots on them. These have been in these cups for, I believe, about a month now. It took a little while to get started, but when they did get started, they looked pretty good. I'm just trying to get some of these plants out from around it. I don't want no creeping Charlie getting in on here. Awesome. That's good looking dirt. And like I said, this will help tremendously with weeds. I don't know if anyone's ever done a pumpkin patch, but if you have any experience growing pumpkins, it usually becomes a weeded, grassy mess because you can't really get in there with a weed eater or mess around because you don't want to mess with the vines too terribly much. This will help tremendously. Hardest part is just getting the hole going. How's the dirt look over there? Dark. Gorgeous. Gorgeously dark. All right. There we go. Ooh, nice big old fat worm in there. Good sign. Good sign. All right, let's see. Go to the next one. All right, this one's going to be a mandarin pumpkin. Like I said, a smaller variety of pumpkin. They make tiny little pumpkins. I think they're between 4 and 6 inches large. They're small. They're not big at all. But they're nice decorative pumpkins, which, from what I understand, everything I've read, taste really well. So, taste really good. So we will see. Ooh. Perfect. I like the dirt. Yeah, Raven's going to be so mad she didn't do a video. Oh, another set of good roots. Plop this guy down in here. Try to give it nice fill in with some of this dirt. Oh, more worms. Perfect. And just like that, we have the pumpkin patch completely planted out. Didn't take very long. Couldn't have been more than about 15 minutes worth of actual work when we got the fabric down. So it's not like it takes very long. And you know, you don't have to buy like a huge roll of fabric to do it like this. I bought the biggest roll they made. It was 300 feet long, 6.5 feet wide. But I used almost every single portion of that fabric, and it'll be good for probably 4 or 5 years before I have to buy another one. And it saves on time weeding in the garden. I don't want to weed anymore. And if you're anything like me, you don't want to weed either. It is like a second job, especially when you have a big garden. So doing something as simple as putting this fabric down and taking just a few minor steps to get it done, absolutely worth it. And like you see behind me, I've got these guys spaced out nicely. They'll have enough room to move around, and it's just something I don't have to worry about, and I don't think anyone else wants to have to worry about it either. If you've ever had a pumpkin patch, you know it's hard to get in there and weed, and this cuts down on that significantly. So all I have to do every now and then, I might just move one of the vines and make sure it's back on the black fabric. I have enough fabric to do another layer on the outside edge if I really need to. I hope I don't, because I just don't want to do anymore. I'm a lazy gardener at this point, but you know, this is what I need to, you know, get stuff going and not have to worry about it. And if you're anything like me, you don't want to worry about it either. So get out there, get some fabric, try something like this. It's really simple, and it's easy to get everything set and ready to use. So get out there and try it. And I hope you guys succeed, just like I hope I succeed. You never know. This might be a terrible year for me, but I've got high hopes, and I hope you guys have high hopes too. So without any further ado, happy gardening.